Welcome to the Lex Buds and Pick and Roll podcast. I'm one of your two co-hosts, Brandon.
And with you, as always, is Tyler.
Tyler, this has been an interesting week. Lots of exciting sports from around the country during NCAA March Madness time, right?
Except here in Lexington.
Oh, boy. Thanks for bringing that up. Tyler, we're going to talk about that, UK's roster. We have to do our Mitch McConnell segment.
Our weekly Mitch McConnell
segment. And we're going to talk about alcohol drinks to go. Possibly forever. Could be a good thing. We don't know.
I'm intrigued.
Exactly. We're going to do some more of the Sweet 16 Candy Bar Final Four. And you know what? We're going to do some Speak Your Piece in our last segment as well.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
I'm excited.
Oh, it's on, Tyler. So we've got everything. We've got sports. We've got news. We've got Mitch. We've got brackets. And we have got Speak Your Piece. One of my favorite segments, maybe my favorite segment we do on the show.
It is. If you've not heard it before, make sure you stick around to the end of the show for Speak Your Piece. We'll tell you a little bit about it when we get there, but trust me, you won't want to miss it.
You don't want to miss it. That is absolutely correct. Tyler, before we get into the nuts and bolts of what happened this week,
yes,
give me the lowdown and dirty on what the life of Tyler Bentley was like during the last week.
Well, I actually have a couple things I wanted to talk about from the past week.
Oh, okay.
Number one, I had a life-changing experience in the past week.
Oh.
I did something that I have never tried before. It was something that in my younger days I would have made fun of myself for doing because I always thought this was something that only girls and women did.
Oh, now I'm really intrigued.
I got a massage this week.
Ooh.
My first ever massage.
Wow.
It was actually a Valentine's gift from 2020 that I had gotten Kim before COVID happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I got us a gift card at spa here in Lexington, Woodhouse Spa. In Lexington Green.
Woodhouse.
Shout
Nice.
out to Woodhouse Spa. And I got a gift card for a couples massage. So 13 months later, we finally cashed it in.
Good for you.
And let me just say, why have I never had a massage before? Why did I always think this was like? I always thought, that's not manly. That's girly to go get a massage. Like, who does that? It was fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, because you being, you and I both being real tough guys, right? We're right on the bleeding edge of what's tough. me and you both, right? But I get it. I mean, when you think about it on the surface, you could think that way. But I can tell you, I've had some before. Athletes get massages. After games, they get
True.
So I mean, it's a manly thing, Tyler. It puts hair on your chest, I think.
Yeah. Listen, I have 8 years worth of teaching middle school students knots in my shoulders. So to finally have someone start to rub some of those out, I know they couldn't get all of them because 8 years of middle schoolers is a lot.
It is.
But I will definitely be going back for another massage. It was great.
That's amazing.
You just walk in, like, there's soothing music, and the lights are dim, and there's candles everywhere. And I'm like, honey, why don't we just make our house like this all the time?
Exactly.
Why don't we have the soft, relaxing music playing all the time, and candles and aromas and essential oils sprayed everywhere? Why don't we just turn our house into a spa? And then I remember we have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and that's why we don't.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where those oils and candles ended up, and if your house would even survive more than 24 hours with those things going at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah, probably not a good idea to have oils and candles laying around with the kids, but that was event number one, which I was very excited about. Event number two, I want to get your opinion on something, Brandon.
Okay, I'll give you an honest opinion.
Because you have 2 kids, and I'm sure you've had them involved in various activities and clubs, lessons and different things as they've grown up. We have reached the point in our oldest daughter's life where we decided it was time to sign her up for soccer.
Oh.
And let me tell you, I hate soccer. I don't get it. I have watched it a few times. I don't understand what's going on. I still don't know what the offsides penalty is. I need someone to explain to me what offsides is.
I can tell you right now, it makes the game more exciting, so they have to take it out. It's a penalty.
Yeah, anything that makes the game more fun.
Heaven forbid somebody score a goal.
Yes.
So
I really genuinely dislike soccer. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch my kids play it. I don't want to be involved in it. So the idea of just going and sitting outside and watching kids run around playing soccer just sounds miserable. Now, that being said, it's my kid, and I'll probably get out there and love watching it because it's your kid, right? Mm-hmm. But just the idea of being every weekend and once a week going to watch soccer practice does not make me excited. So we've signed her up for soccer, and this is an all-volunteer league that we've signed her up for.
Right.
So we get an email about a week ago that says nobody has volunteered to be the coach of her team. And if nobody volunteers, they have to shut down the team. And they won't put them on another team. So it's either somebody steps up to be the coach or none of the kids on this particular team of the league will get to play.
They are playing hardball.
Right?
They are playing some hardball.
I mean, because they know somebody is going to step. Nobody is going to just say, all right, I'm not just going to not let my kid play.
Well, it sounds like you would.
Well, that's where I want to get your opinion.
Okay.
What would you do if just pretend whatever activity it is, whether it's soccer, whether it's playing the violin.
Let me give you this.
Okay.
Let me tell you this real life story. I don't think I've told you this. So I signed my oldest up. This has been probably 3 or 4 years ago for a basketball league here in Lexington. And we kept showing up for practice. And our coach, a younger guy, he's probably like 22, 23, probably didn't really care if he was coach or not, just wouldn't show up.
Huh.
So, me being a former basketball player was like, hey, everybody get on the line.
You running suicides?
Well, I had them running if they wouldn't, calm it down a little bit. These are kindergarten and first graders I was dealing with. And so I basically took the bull by the horns. I'm on the team picture, for Pete's sake. I was handing out awards at the award ceremony.
Wow.
Because the coach didn't show up.
Look at you, super dad.
Well, I mean, it's like I'm showing up for practice anyway. And it's like, I know a little bit about basketball. You and I played throughout our entire lives up through high school. So I know a thing or two about running layup drills, running passing drills, dribbling drills. Heck, did them for years. So we basically just put them to work. We'd split them up on each side. I'd have another parent help me out. And we cranked it out, man. Not easy, though. Not easy. And I like basketball.
Yeah, and I was going to say, that's a sport that you love and you know a lot about. Whereas soccer, I know nothing. Like, I wouldn't even know what to do during a practice. I mean, I would probably, we could play duck, duck, goose or something for 20 minutes. But as far as soccer drills, I don't know what the heck we're going to, like, okay, go kick the ball. Okay, kick it to the left, kick it to the right. Kick it
Stand up, sit down, fight. I mean, it sounds like a little cheer there.
Yeah. So my basketball I think is a little different. But let's say it's something you know nothing about,
like chess.
Yeah. Somebody asks you to be, and you don't like chess. You know nothing about it. Would you step up and be the coach for something that you know nothing about and actually do not like? And
yes, I would.
You would.
I would do it just because I would get it done correctly. If nobody wants to volunteer, then I would step up and do it. But that's just me.
So we'll come back to my case. So we've got about a week. Their first practice was going to be on Wednesday. So we got to have somebody before Wednesday.
Okay.
And so each day goes by, nobody signed up. They're still sending out emails. We need a coach. And of course my wife is, hey, Tyler, you going to step up and do this? And I'm like, nope, I'm holding out. It says somebody is going to step up.
Yep, you got to play chicken. This is a game of chicken, Tyler.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
It's a game of chicken. It's like eBay. You're bidding, you hold out, and you wait for somebody else to make a move. No, I'm going to wait on you, and then I'm going to outbid you. It's the same thing, man. I would wait it out. Wait till Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. like Hamidou Diallo did when he was declaring to come back.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, wait till the last minute and then fax in your answer or something.
Yeah, so we actually got to Monday, and we got an email, hey, we have a coach. Don't have to worry about it. Like, yes, I knew it. So it was really a stressful. All the stress that I had worked out for my massage was gone, worrying about that I might have to coach a 4-year-old soccer team. But thankfully, somebody stepped up. Had it come down, if I told my wife, it was like if it is Tuesday night and we still don't have somebody, I'll think about it.
You'll think about it. Okay,
honestly, I would have done it. I mean, it's your kid. I mean, I'll be out there with practice holding a Soccer for Dummies book while we're doing everything, but I would have eventually done it. But you
played it right. You played your cards well. That's how you should do it. Somebody else should step up. Somebody that knows something about soccer. So I think you actually did the team a favor in the end.
It's
going to make them more competitive.
Agreed. Even though they don't really keep score because it's 4-year-olds. But
no, they're just lucky to go up and down the field.
Yeah. How about you? How was your week, sir?
It was pretty good. So today, Tyler, we got back. We just got back right before the show almost. We went hiking. So we went out. My wife and I and our 2 kids drove out to Raven Run nature trails or whatever it is. We pull up to the front. We're really excited to go hiking. Yeah. And there's police out front at this gigantic outdoor trail area.
Okay.
And we get told by somebody that's employed by Raven Run, we had somebody call in that we were over capacity on an outdoor nature trail on a sunny Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
How are you over capacity in an open air sunny day trail?
And how would someone even know that? How would they even know? I mean, there's people everywhere. How would you did they?
They counted the number of cars.
You can't. Oh, I see. They counted the cars.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
So
like somebody walking through each. So
yeah,
trail
I drove back by. I asked the police. I was like, "Is this legit? Or are you guys really doing this?" I mean, police have got to do what they got to do. And then I talked to the guy up front that worked for Raven Run. He's like, "I got to do this, man, or I'll lose my job and we'll get shut down." I was like, "You've got to be kidding me! Give me a break, man! It's a sunny day." Outside in the sun, conceivably a great safe place to be.
Right.
I don't know. What's the problem?
That's crazy.
What's the problem? It's open air. It's absolutely ridiculous. I told my wife, I said they should hold a protest there. Then you can have as many people as you wanted out on the trail.
Oh boy!
But that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
Also, this weekend I went to Comedy Off Broadway for the first time in a long time and saw Mark Normand. I love Mark Normand. He is my favorite comic right now. I don't know if you've ever seen any of his stuff.
I'm not familiar with Mr. Normand.
He is funny. It's like one of those quick, one thing after another. He doesn't spend 5 minutes on a story. It's like one joke after another. Very good. He's the same age as I am.
Oh.
38 years old out of New York. But, you got to come down to Lexington to do comedy shows because it's all, kind of shut down up
right
there. But, man, what a great guy. I got to take a picture with him, got to meet him. It was awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah, so I was happy. But other than that, Tyler, I mean, you know what we got to do on this show. You know what we do here. We discuss the news that's important to the lives of Kentuckians and those worldwide. We have worldwide listeners, Tyler. You're aware of this. We have people listening from several different continents. Like there's only 7 continents. But from different continents, different countries, different states, and we need to keep them up to date on what's going on. First segment, you want to do sports?
All right, let's do it. It is still March, so we're still going to lead with sports.
Okay, let's do it. What do we got?
Brandon, even though we are not in the NCAA tournament, it had been 700 days or so since we had an NCAA tournament. So I feel like we got to talk about it.
Okay.
So
if you feel that way,
let's just do, before we get into any Kentucky stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to kind of talk about, we are recording on Sunday, so we have been through the entire first round of the tournament, and we've seen a few games today. Loyola Chicago knocked out Illinois. Huge upset today. So, Brandon, I want to kind of see, what were your thoughts of the first round? Was it weird not having Kentucky in it? Does it make you less interested? Does it make it more enjoyable because you're not stressed?
You want me to answer that really quickly?
What are your thoughts on the tourney so far?
Well, I can give you a really quick answer on if I'm more interested or not.
Okay.
I have not even turned on the TV channel for a game.
What?
I have not watched a single second of any game in the NCAA tournament.
You're kidding me.
No, and I debated when I came on here. I was like, you know what? I could probably fake my way through this and just look at some scores 5 minutes before the show, but I don't fake it. I haven't watched one single game. I don't care about this NCAA tournament. We're not in it. I don't care. That's my analysis of basically all the rounds of the NCAA tournament. I don't have to worry about Duke winning it, so now I don't care about that either, because my other interest would have been seeing Mike Krzyzewski get beat. Okay. Don't have to worry about that either.
Louisville's not in it.
Louisville's not. I mean, anything else you want to do to keep me from watching it? Well, why am I going to watch it? I have zero interest. I didn't fill out a bracket. I didn't watch the bracket reveal on Selection Sunday. I didn't watch any pregame, postgame shows. Don't care about it. That answers the question. What about you, Tyler?
I mean, we do host a sports show, and this is the single biggest sporting event outside of the Super Bowl
Not to
for
me.
the year. But not
to me.
No interest, huh?
Not to me.
Wow.
Even if we had got in the tournament and lost, I would have still watched just to see how the teams that we could have played or the team that beat us would do as a way to judge us. I would have watched it to see if Duke was going to lose. They're not. I don't even know where Duke is. They're not doing anything. So why do I care?
Because it's awesome.
Okay.
The NCAA tournament is awesome. Obviously, it's disappointing Kentucky's not in it, but it's the drama. It's the last-second shots. It's the Cinderellas, the diapered Andes.
Onions.
Yeah, Jim Rafferty. Onions.
Sauteed.
Let me just go through some of the upsets.
Well, please go through the upsets
round.
because, I mean, I know that there's going to be upsets. I know that, Tyler. I know this happens every year.
But this
I'm just telling you, for me, it doesn't impact me. But please go ahead and just give me the biggest ones. I know some of them because I saw them on the little tickers at the bottom of a screen somewhere. But other than that, haven't watched 1 second of anything.
Well, we have had already 2 13 seeds win.
Okay.
North Texas beat Purdue.
Okay.
We had Ohio beat Virginia, which Virginia, the last 3 years, they've lost in the first round, won a national title, lost in the first round.
Jeez Louise.
Just, the epitome of go big or go home,
You
right?
know, when they say the tournament's random, Virginia is a great example of that.
It is. You had the 14 seed Abilene Christian beat Texas last night
Good.
with a free throw at the end.
That's good.
You had the 15 seed Oral Roberts knock out the Buckeyes. And then today, Loyola Chicago knocks out Illinois, one of the favorites of the whole thing.
Okay.
None of that interests you?
No.
At all?
I mean, if you want me to watch some for the next show, I will. I just have no interest in what's going on with the tournament. But you know what? If you want me to, Tyler, I will watch it. I will watch it.
I mean, don't do it. Do it for me.
I'm not doing it for myself. So, I mean, who else am I going to do it for?
For the audience. No, I think it's better that you don't. I think just hearing your truthful opinion and your honesty. I mean,
it's the truth, man. Like I said, I thought about just faking it until I could fake it till you make it. Nah, we keep it real.
Okay,
that's how I feel. Maybe I'll get into it more these next couple rounds of the tournament. It's just hard to not have Kentucky in it. It bothers me. I don't like it, and it's going to be really hard for me to get into a flow with this.
Can I tell you the worst thing about the NCAA tournament?
The worst thing? What is it?
The timeouts are way too long. A TV timeout, I can go like get a beer, get a snack, wash my car, watch Titanic a couple times before the game. These games are like 3 hours because of the TV timeouts.
Yeah.
Because the NCAA's obviously got to get all their ad money in. But
Surely not.
These games are way too long.
I'm not buying that.
That's my only complaint.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Anything else on the NCAA tournament, or are you just giving me the heads up? I need to watch some more.
Well, I think it's Gonzaga versus the field now. I mean, they just look vastly superior. And now with Illinois already losing,
well, look,
this is Gonzaga's to lose at this point.
Everybody can have an off night. We don't know.
They can.
You know, I would say we've seen some upsets. You've seen some upsets. I've heard about them, but you never know what could happen.
All right. Well, tune in next week, and I'll update you on the Sweet 16.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyler, Lewis and Clark were very famous explorers, very talented. But how do they stack up to the most recent NBA draft explorers, Boston and Clark? Wow. Tyler, B.J. Boston, Terrence Clark, and Isaiah Jackson are out. They've announced that they're exploring the NBA draft. Ware, Askew, and Allen are coming back. Are you surprised? And what do these announcements mean to you?
It is quite amazing that we have just finished the worst season in the history of Kentucky basketball, and we have already had 3 guys declare for the NBA draft. Mm-hmm. That one will definitely be a first-round pick, maybe even be a lottery pick in Jackson. Mm-hmm. Boston, I think, still has a shot at being a first-round pick. Clark will get picked, probably in the second round, but he's going to get picked by somebody.
Okay.
I don't understand how are these guys so bad in college yet they're still projected to. It makes no sense to me. I don't understand. What am I missing?
Well, and therein lies the problem, I think, with the state of the program as a whole. This is what we've created now. Even if you have a bad season, let's say you come in as a 5-star prospect, but you got a hell of a wingspan and you're athletic, you will get drafted. So it doesn't matter if you average 8 points or 20 points. It doesn't matter at the end to these kids. They're going. They have one goal, and that's to get to the NBA. Nothing wrong with that. I would do the same thing. But the fans don't really get anything in return. We don't get to know the players because the media access is so limited. So we don't get to know them. They're here for a short period of time, and they don't perform like they used to. Right? I mean, we used to have freshmen that would come in and give us something. John Wall gave us something on Big Blue Madness with the John Wall dance, for Pete's sake.
He did.
We got a lot from these players, and in return, they got a lot as well. So it's a reciprocal relationship.
Right.
They give us the joy of seeing players play at elite levels, and they get the exposure and the adulation from fans, and it works both ways. However, it's been a one-way street for about 3 or 4 years now, and I don't like it. It's like, oh, to heck with my stats at UK. I don't care. I'm going to go regardless. So, I don't know. I think it's a big problem.
Yeah, I mean, on the flip side, it is nice to actually see some guys coming back. You know, we've got Askew coming back, Lance Ware coming back, Dante Allen coming. So we've already got 3 guys. Maybe you get Mintz back. Maybe you get Keon Brooks back. I mean, when's the last time we had 4 or 5 guys coming back? I mean, so at least that's a positive.
Is that a positive now? It seems like a low bar. I remember when we used to get like 8 players back, and we only lost like 3 or 4. Why are we excited to only to have 4 people saying they're coming back?
That's 3 more than we usually get coming. We only had 1 guy come back last year.
I know.
So.
And you know, if I'm a coach, I don't think Calipari would ask himself this, but as a coach, you have to think, why are these guys so eager to leave even when they don't do really well? Like, is it the practices? Is he too hard on? I don't know what it is, but if I'm the coach, I would ask myself just, why do they keep wanting to leave me so bad?
I think most of these guys have already made up their mind before they even get on campus. I think Boston and Clark especially, they were going to be one and done, whether they were first-team All-Americans or did what we got this year. I think most of these guys already have in their heads, I'm going to do this for 1 year, and then I'm moving on. I don't really think there's anything Cal can do with guys like that. If they've already made up their mind, what's Calipari going to do? I do think, big picture, I think this actually is going to be better for next year's team that Boston and Clark move on. I just think they didn't really fit with Calipari's system. I think it was kind of a round peg in a square hole. It just didn't work. Clearly, I think there were probably some behind the scenes issues. I don't know with which one, but you could tell the chemistry with this team wasn't good, and I think it may be for the best to part ways with some of these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see how it goes. That's going to be my answer for a lot of UK basketball questions. We'll see how it goes.
Right.
I don't even know anymore. What's up? What's down? What's black? What's white? I don't even know. I just hope we win some more games.
Me too. All right, well, Brandon Calipari had his kind of end-of-the-year sit-down with Tom Leach this last week, as he usually does at the end of each season. You know, he seemed very positive about the upcoming season. He also seemed pretty real and took some blame for the struggles that we had this year. So you can kind of give me your overall thoughts on what he said, but there was one quote in particular that I think was kind of the talking point for most people. And I'll just read this quote to you.
Yeah,
Calipari said, "There were a lot of happy people out there that we had this kind of year. And you know what? Hey, enjoy your time now. Next year's going to come soon enough." End quote. Brandon, what do you think about this quote? It sounds like Cal is still swaggy, is still very confident about the team going forward. Do you share in his confidence? And what do you think about what he said?
It's fine. I mean, what else is he going to say? To me, I mean, I'm glad he said it, but I also remember in 2013, when we went to the NIT, he said, "This will never happen again. We will never get caught in this situation." So, I mean, I've heard this record before. Put it on the B-side. It's the remix of the same thing he said a few years ago.
Don't make me do another remix.
No,
here.
please. But you know what I mean? It's we've heard this story before. And talk is one thing, but I'm a big believer in you don't just talk it, do it. And I got to see some results. You can't come off the worst year in UK history and even have a mediocre year. It's embarrassing. We were down in Florida on vacation. We would get in our Uber. Hey, what's going on with Calipari, man? What's wrong with the Cats? They found out we were from Kentucky. Mm-hmm. And it's like, man, you better follow that up with a stellar season. No more of this mediocrity. I don't want another Jared Vanderbilt season where we're struggling along, just barely making it. We need to have a really good season. And the only way that I'm going to have faith that's going to happen is to see some results. I got to see results. I don't care what the stars are on the All-American roster or whatever. Don't care. I need to see it on the court.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I mean, I guess I'm glad that he still seems positive. I mean, it's better than if he had got on there and just been like, I don't know what to do, Tom. Like, I just don't know how to coach anymore. Like if he was just completely downtrodden and negative, like that obviously would have been worse.
Well, that's what I was saying. What else is he going to say?
Yeah.
He has to say this.
Exactly. Things. Yeah, he does have to say that. So I guess it's good that we did at least hear him say what he had. He talked about, I've got to change. College basketball, the sport of basketball is changing. He said, I've got to start changing. But again, we have heard this before. As you said, Calipari said, I'll never get caught short-handed again. I'll never have my hands tied or have my team taken hostage. I think he even said that a few years ago.
Yep.
But he did.
Oh, there's no doubt.
He did. This team, he didn't know what to do with this team. That was no more evident in the last game of the season when he was just throwing guys into the game, hoping something would work.
What a mess.
So, again, I think it's good that he said it, but I'm with you. I need to actually see things change. I need to see him recruit more guys who can shoot. I need to see him recruit guys who may stay for more than one season, or at least give us something in their one season that they're here.
That would be great.
It would be great. I'm all for. I posted this on our Twitter account at LexBuds. 2024 UK starting backcourt. I want Reed Shepherd, Justin Powell, and Dante Allen. That's my starting backcourt in 2024.
3 Kentuckians.
Yes. All guys who can shoot. And we can throw DeJuan Wagner in there at power forward because he's the number 1 recruit for 2024 and should sign with Kentucky.
You think he's going to play all those Kentucky guys?
Hell no.
No, it's not going to happen. But cute story, though, Tyler. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah. and one last thing, I also posted this today. With Loyola Chicago's win today, Loyola Chicago now has 6 NCAA tournament wins in the last 3 years. You know how many Kentucky's had?
Please tell me.
5. Loyola Chicago has more tournament wins than John Calipari the last 3 years.
They also have one more tournament appearance, too, don't they?
True. One more Final Four as well.
Yikes. That hurts.
So just throwing that out there.
Food for thought. Food for thought. And that's what we do here, food for thought. Tyler, I think that covers our sports segment. We've got some stuff coming up in segment 2 where we're going to talk about the women's weight room at the NCAA tournament. I can't wait to get into that. We have to talk Mitch McConnell, of course, drinking on the go, limiting food benefits, Joe Biden falling down, and a cop getting married at a donut shop. How appropriate. And, of course, we're going to follow it up in segment 3 with our Sweet 16 candy bar bracket and Speak Your Piece. So we've still got a lot to go. We're just getting started, bro. 1, 2, 3, Jinx. Okay. Nice. Anyway, we'll see you all right after this break.
Welcome back. Segment 2, episode 49. Brent, we are 1 episode away from our 50th show.
That is unbelievable.
It seems like a big deal. We should do something to celebrate next week.
We should, but I don't think we are. It's just going to be a regular show as far as I know, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh, that's kind of a downer.
Maybe we should buy some confetti or...
Maybe have a reverse petting zoo.
Yeah, why not?
Where you pet the animals, they pet you back. Something like that. I don't know. Before we get started, too, I want to remind people, follow us on Twitter at LexBuds, lexbuds.com for all of our articles, our video, and Facebook, YouTube. Just type in LexBuds. Somewhere you'll find us. right? I mean, as far as I know, that's how it works.
Yes, www.twitter/LexBuds or just type us in, and we will come up on something.
Yes.
Somewhere, something, you will find us. We will be there, and we will continue to provide you with great content.
That's what we do here.
So give us a follow.
You know who else provides great content on this show, Tyler?
Who's that?
The dogs next door that are barking. We've got these dogs next door that just bark constantly.
Thank goodness. I'm glad. I hadn't heard them for a while, so I'm glad they're back.
I know what Calipari feels like with the fans when they're always barking and yelling at him. This is like what these dogs, they never stop. It's just continuous.
No, they're not booing. They're saying mover.
Mover. Exactly. Interesting stuff, though.
All right. Well, Brandon, you're going to lead us off segment 2 with the news. So why don't you go ahead and start us off? What do you got?
Absolutely, Tyler. The women's NCAA basketball tourney is underway, and it looks like the weight room for athletes in the NCAA bubble won't need any spotters. Now, why is that? It's because there aren't any weights in the weight room to be lifted. Several women's players and coaches criticized the lackluster equipment provided, especially in comparison to what the male athletes were given. Due to the bad press and pressure from teams, the NCAA has now offered these female athletes a full setup gym. Tyler, does this news make you sad, or does it pump you up?
It makes me pissed off is what it does. Are you kidding me? NCAA? Give me I'm sure you saw the picture of the weight room, right?
Oh, yeah.
If you can call it
Tyler, it's not a weight room. It was a set of dumbbells.
It was one rack of dumbbells. And not even, they probably weren't over 5 pounds. I don't know what you're supposed to do with those. But Brandon, I'm looking around your studio, right? Our studio in here.
Uh-huh.
You've got a Peloton bike over there.
I do.
You've got dumbbells over here. You've got a yoga mat. This studio is more well equipped than the NCAA had for the women's weight room right now.
Our studio is better equipped than for NCAA athletes.
Yeah, Division I NCAA athletes.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe we should just invite all the women's teams here to our studio.
Maybe. They would get a better workout.
Yes.
It is ridiculous. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. I mean, you could... I don't even know where to go with this, Tyler. It floored me when I saw what they offered to the athlete. One rack of dumbbells. Merry Christmas. And then you go to the men's, and it's this gigantic setup with weights galore. Every kind of weight setup you could possibly want. I don't know what the NCAA tournament was thinking. I have no clue. They should have sold some advertising to, like, Cybex or whoever does these machines and just had them supply them. I don't know what's going on. Missed opportunity for the NCAA to get some new sponsors for weights. Maybe they'll have some now. But how do you drop the ball on that?
I don't know. Somebody is getting a stern talking to, I have a feeling, whoever was in charge of that. I mean, just don't even have... If that's all you can put together for a weight room... They would have been better off just to not even put that dumbbell rack there. That just made it look even worse.
Yes.
They would have been better off just to not have anything and say we're not having a weight room.
It looked like the weight room you would see at a very low-end motel.
Very low-end. Low-end.
Yeah, we got a weight room fitness facility. It's awesome. It's got one cracked mirror in the corner, and it's got a set of crusty, rusty dumbbells. Yeah, you can use it anytime you want. Full fitness facility. And then you get there, and it's
embarrassing. It is a sore eye for the NCAA, and I just feel bad for these female athletes too. I mean, they work just as hard as the men. I know the revenue it's completely different for women's sports, but I mean the NCAA. I mean they divide up the TV money among conferences and everything. Like there's just no justifiable reason that you can give for the discrepancy between those two weight
rooms. No, it was a
rooms.
disaster.
And then did you also see the pictures of the different swag that the men got versus the women's players?
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so it showed like laid out on the beds of each player when they checked into the hotel room of all the swag. And like the men's bed was completely covered with stuff, and then the women had like 6 things. And it's just... women get screwed in so many different ways, and this is just another example. And... hopefully it's a wake-up call and this doesn't happen again, but it continues to happen over and over for female athletes, and it
this is ridiculous. This is completely... I don't know what else.
I expect better.
You expect better. Absolutely. Tyler, what do we got up next?
All right, well, Brandon, good news.
Ooh, I like that.
Taking a roadie with you on the way home is now legal, with a few restrictions.
Okay.
Governor Andy Beshear signed a new bill into law this week that will allow bars and restaurants to permanently sell to-go alcoholic beverages. Now, the restrictions are the restaurant or bar must have 70% of their sales from food. The alcohol must be in a closed, tamper-proof container and must be sold with a meal. And if you were to get pulled over with said alcoholic drink, the drink cannot be within arm's reach of the driver. So those are kind of your restrictions here. What do you think of people buying alcohol to go to take with them? Is this good? Is this bad?
Oh, it's good. I mean, these businesses need the money. I mean, our economy got decimated. We got a big problem, right? Businesses need to stay open. Why not do this? I do have a question about the arm's length because I have super long arms. And if I'm at arm's length, I can reach just about every point of my car with my arms. I can reach everywhere. So I'm breaking the law if I just order it. And ordering it with a meal, I think restaurants will get really creative if they have someone that calls and says, yeah, I'd like to get a meal with a drink. They'll be like, okay, I'll do the 2 celery stick meal for 25 cents and give me the drink with it. You know what I mean? So bars can work their way around that. That's just a stupid stipulation that shouldn't even matter. If people want to take it to go drink, just give them the dang thing. What's the big deal? These restaurants are having a hard enough time already. So I'm sure you will see the cheapest to go combo specials, celery and blue cheese, along with a gallon of margarita. You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. People get creative. I'm glad they're doing it, though, and as long as everybody does it responsibly.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued by this within arm's reach requirement. I mean, what if Anthony Davis orders a to-go drink? He could probably reach all the way to the back of the car. Like, everything is within arm's reach for Anthony Davis.
You talk about gray areas in policing. You know what I mean? If you put it in the back seat or in the floorboard, that's arm's reach.
Yeah. And where are you supposed to, you don't want to sit in the floor, it'll fall over.
You have cup holders.
That's why we have cup holders.
Now we're going to have strategic cup holders placed in the trunk.
We're going to have alcohol cup holders.
Jeez Louise.
Not within arm's reach. But I agree. I think this is good for restaurants, for bars. They need all the money they can get right now. So I'm in favor of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyler, moving on. Mitch McConnell has threatened to go, quote, scorched earth, Tyler, against Democrats if the Democratic leadership opts to scrap the 60-vote filibuster. McConnell says retribution will be coming once Republicans are back in power if they do this, including threats to make concealed carry nationwide, defunding Planned Parenthood, and defunding sanctuary cities knowingly harboring illegal immigrants. Tyler, what is the difference between Mitch going scorched earth and Mitch on a regular week?
You already took what I was going to say. I don't have anything to say now. If we've not seen scorched earth from Mitch already, I'm scared of what this could potentially be. There's never been a more partisan politician in my lifetime. So I don't know. This just it seems like somebody just whiny and complaining because he's like a toddler throwing a temper tantrum. Is what he can't get what he wants, so he's going to scream and cry about it and make threats, and it just seems ridiculous. Give me a break.
No,
Mitch.
That's okay. And I always try to throw in a Mitch segment because I like to hear you complain, Tyler, mostly. I could bring up something with him every week. I don't think he's the most partisan politician of all time because I think that our entire politics has turned this way. So I disagree that he's the only one. He's really the most vocal one on the Republican side. But heck, the other side has done some pretty bad stuff too when it comes to partisanship. But in this particular case, if you're telling me you're going scorched earth on either side, I don't know what the difference would be. I can't tell you what the difference between that and a normal Tuesday is in Congress. You know what I mean? What is it?
Right.
I think it's an empty threat, and do what you want to do, Dems. But just be prepared because you're going to get scorched by Cocaine Mitch. Right?
And the Cocaine Bear, maybe, too.
Oh, geez. That sounds really scary, Tyler. So, I don't know what this means. It just sounds like business as usual in Washington.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on. I'm tired of talking about Mitch.
I'm never tired of talking about it. I can't wait to throw something in for next week. I'm pumped.
All right. Well, Brandon, here's a statement that I can't believe I'm saying. That the Kentucky General Assembly approved a bill this week that would make it harder for children to eat. I'll give you the little details on this.
Yeah, please do, because that doesn't sound good on the surface, Tyler. Continue.
The bill would disqualify non-custodial parents from the federally funded Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program if they fall behind on their child support payments. Kentucky would be the only state in the entire country to institute such a ban. Brandon, are you against this bill or do you hate children?
Well, I mean, that's an easy question, Tyler. So I tried to follow that a little bit. So somebody that is paying child support, if they don't make those payments,
if you don't have like full custody of your child and are paying child support, and you are behind on your payments, then you don't get. There's this federal program called SNAP.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, that provides them with to be able to buy food for their kids.
Yeah.
That would be cut off if they get behind on their child support payments.
That seems like a problem. On the other hand, it sounds like this person falling behind on the payments doesn't want the kid to eat anyway. I mean, if they're falling behind on taking care of the child, I'm not in favor of this at all. It sounds terrible. Kids should eat when they're hungry. just as a general rule of thumb, when I go through life, Tyler, my general rule is if kids are hungry, they should eat. And no kid should go hungry. I know they do. We know this. In this country and every other country in the world. It shouldn't happen. But don't be a deadbeat parent either and miss child support payments. Because that helps take care of your child as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that. If you should make your child support payments. But, I mean, let's just say, maybe somebody's lost their job. Maybe they just can't financially make their child support payments anymore. Mm-hmm. So then you're going to then already take somebody who is struggling to get by and say, hey, we're not going to give you this money to give to your kids, when you have them on the weekends or the one night a month or a week or whenever.
Because we know it's the kids' fault, right? So they should be punished by not getting to eat, Tyler. I mean, that makes total sense.
Yeah, this is just it. I mean, kids should not be punished for the behavior of their parents. I mean, I feel like that's something we can universally agree on.
Look at that, Tyler. We came together. We just talked about going scorched earth in politics a few minutes ago. Look what we just came together for something good.
We did. I mean, I feel like it's kids. It's kids.
Yeah. Don't screw the kids over because the parents are having troubles.
Agreed. Stupid bill.
It is stupid. Tyler, that's one small step for man, one extremely difficult, challenging step for current President Joe Biden. The president was shown in video heading up Air Force One, tripping multiple times trying to climb the steps. Tyler, is this funny? And more importantly, could you climb those steps without hurting yourself?
Let me say, I hadn't seen this. You actually just showed this to me a few minutes ago during our break. Mm-hmm. Those are some steep steps.
Yeah.
I mean, can we get a little bit more of a gradual incline for Joe? I mean, I feel like this is Air Force One. I feel like they could make it a little more easier to get into the plane.
Fair. That's fair. But don't you get, like, when you see that gigantic stairway going up, don't you get this, like, really prestigious feel like, oh, my God, he's got to walk up 50 steps to get up. This plane is massive. It means something. It's huge.
Let me ask you, why don't they have the thing, when you go to an airport, they have the little, walkway that just connects to the plane. Why don't they have something like that where he just walks into, why does he have to walk all the way up those steps? Why can't they have something like that?
Well, those don't make for good photo ops, because then nobody can get photos of the president.
That's
and that also means he would have to go through a regular airport terminal, and that's probably not happening. He gets the limo pulled up right next to the plane and gets off and goes on.
Fair, yeah.
But did you think it was funny, though?
I chuckled. I won't lie.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's something like, yeah, okay, funny, ha, he tripped. He threw, 3 times made it even funnier.
3 separate times. Like, he fell, he got up, collected himself for 1 step, fell again, did it again. The next time he's hanging on for dear life. He's like, sweet mercy, I've got to get up and go.
Yeah, I'm sure I've not seen comments on social media. I'm sure there are lots of far right-wingers who say, oh, this is just an example of why Joe's too old. He shouldn't be president. He can't even, like... Come on, let's just have a chuckle.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're telling me that if Trump had tripped and fell 3 times going up Air Force One, that people and the news would not have gone crazy?
Oh, yeah.
You tell me that right now. I can tell you there would be memes everywhere. There would be video everywhere. But, when I went on Facebook and saw the comments, people were like, oh, don't laugh at an old man falling down. I'm like, dude, if this was Trump, it would be in the news cycle for 2 days straight, and it would be eaten up. It's just the way it is. I just, in general, when I see people fall down, I don't know why. Maybe it's because I grew up with America's Funniest Home Videos. I instinctively laugh.
Right?
I can't stop. If I fall, I laugh.
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't know what it is. The same thing when I see somebody getting hit with a golf ball in the crotch. It's America's Funniest Home Videos that screwed me up because I think stuff like that is funny.
Yeah, it should just be called America's Funniest Shots to the Junk. That's what it should be called.
Do you think he'll alter his way to get in the plane, though?
You know he will. They're going to have some kind of system set up that's going to make it easier for him to get up. Because that's not going to happen again. And I know it looked like he was kind of jogging, too. He was trying to. Yeah, that is. He needs to take his time.
Do you think you could climb up the
Joe.
steps? Could you climb the steps?
Dude, I'm exhausted just watching him climb up those steps.
It's a lot of work.
It is.
I don't know. We'll see what
Maybe
happens.
they can get like an escalator step or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
something.
We'll see what happens. Something's got to change there.
All right. Well, Brandon, I'm saving my favorite story of the week for last.
Ooh, okay.
And what I can only imagine is the dream of every police officer in the country. A Cynthiana police officer and his bride tied the knot at Donut Days Bakery here in Lexington this week. Brandon, is this a sweet story, or does the corniness make your eyes glaze over?
I mean, it's almost too perfect. I mean, if you're going to be the prototypical police officer, you have to get married in a donut shop, right? And something tells me this won't be the last time this happens at this donut shop now. This place is going to become synonymous with police officer weddings, in my opinion.
That could be a whole untapped market that these donut places have never tapped into before.
Absolutely. I mean, and the icing on the cake, see what I did there? The icing on the cake, I mean, your wife gets introduced to your love of donuts and your police work. It's a win-win for everybody. It's a win-win.
Now, listen, I'm going to say, I think this was a genius move by the bride. Because if you want to make sure the groom is there on time and doesn't get cold feet, what better way than to make sure he follows through with the vows than to have the wedding at a donut shop?
That is a
There's
very
no way
good point.
He's not showing up for that. He's going to be all over that donut shop. I think this was just a smart move by the bride. This is obviously a very intelligent woman who knew how to make sure that her man would be at that wedding because she brought him to a donut shop.
I mean, I think it's genius. It's probably my favorite story of the week. Now, I didn't know all the details on it. You sent me a link, said, hey, I want to talk about this cop getting married at a donut shop. I was like, what the heck are you talking about? I mean, but that's great.
Oh, well, you should have read the full article because they actually met through TikTok.
Whoa, I like this even better now.
Yeah, they met through TikTok.
Wow.
The police officer saw her. I guess she posted some kind of video on TikTok.
Probably of her eating donuts. He's like, this woman is perfect.
This isn't her first rodeo.
Exactly.
And apparently he started messaging her, and she eventually caved in, messaged him back, and then it was just love was in the air after that.
Love at first bite. Let's see how many more of these we can throw out. Right? Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty cool.
It is.
I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of this one.
I would have loved to have gotten married in. I mean, if you were just picking your ideal place to get married. I mean, for you, what, probably Chipotle or Taco Bell?
Yeah, just a burrito bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do they do for the cake? Do they do stacks of, glazed donuts into, a pyramid shape, do you think?
Ooh.
I wonder what they did for that. You know what I mean?
That's probably the new cool hipster thing to do now, I bet. Instead of a wedding cake, just have donuts.
Probably lame. No, but I actually like that idea. That's another thought. This donut shop could get into that. They could make the official wedding cake. I mean, talk about great photo ops.
It is.
I mean, that could be awesome.
Yeah, but just a cool, fun story. Great way to end our segment 2. What better way than talk about a police officer getting married in a donut shop?
Well, speaking of sweet stories, Tyler.
Oh.
Next segment, we are going to continue our Sweet 16 candy bar bracket. Now, we have moved from the Elite 8. We're going to... What are we doing now?
Today, we're doing the Final Four, baby.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so nervous. I am so nervous.
We're going to see who's going to the title game today.
This is going to be huge. And we had a lot of fan input on the voting for a couple of tiebreakers that we had. We'll share that. More importantly, we're going to talk about Speak Your Piece in the third segment, read some of our favorite stories from our old hometown newspaper, and see what the people are doing in East Kentucky. I'm excited. It's going to be a great segment. And we will see you right after the break.
Stick around.
Welcome back to Lex Buds and Pick and Roll Podcast, Segment 3. Tyler, we're at the finish line, or very, very close to it, and this is going to be, I can already tell it's going to be my favorite segment of the show for two reasons. We are going to go do the final four of our Sweet 16 candy bar bracket, and we're going to talk Speak Your Piece. We will detail what that is in just a few minutes, but before that, Tyler, we do have to finish this final four and see who's going to the title game of our Sweet 16 candy bar bracket.
We do. We had two ties last week that we put up for vote.
In the Elite Eight round.
Yes, in the Elite Eight, we had two ties that we put up for vote on our Facebook and Twitter pages. We had some great comments and feedback on that.
Boy, did we.
So our two ties, first we had Reese's versus Almond Joy.
Yep.
Which, boy, you really died on this hill with Almond Joy.
It's all right.
Because it was a bloodbath that I have not seen the likes of in a very long time. Reese's destroyed them in the vote. So Reese's Cups has moved on to the Final Four. They will take on the Kit Kat bar.
Oh, my goodness.
So we will discuss that. That might be the championship right there, honestly. Those are two powerhouses.
That's going to be tough.
And then our other tie was between the Nestle Crunch bar and the Payday bar.
Yes.
Which was extremely close. This was a back-and-forth battle.
And we had to go into overtime on this one.
We did. And Payday squeaked by. They hit a shot at the buzzer.
Unbelievable.
To move past the Crunch bar. So now Payday will take on the Hershey bar.
Oh, my goodness.
In the other semifinal. So we've got Reese's versus Kit Kat and Hershey's versus Payday. The Final Four.
I'm nervous, Tyler. I'm so nervous.
This is what we've worked for all season.
I know.
It's come down. The road has ended here.
Yeah, I know. I mean, this is really intense. Some real heavy hitters here. Which matchup do you want to go to first, Tyler? Which one do you want to debate?
Well, I think we should save the Reese's Kit Kat for last.
Okay, let's do that.
I think that's the big one.
Okay.
So let's start Hershey's versus Payday. Brandon, who you got?
Oh, my goodness. Tyler, this is so difficult. Because taste-wise, I want to go with Payday. I like the salted peanuts that are on the Payday. It is like a chocolate bar minus the chocolate. It has the innards of a chocolate bar. Mm-hmm. So I really like it. It's unique, and it stands on its own in the candy bar segment. There's not really a lot of other things like it. However, the Hershey bar just takes me back to s'mores and just everything that I love about chocolate. If I see that a dessert has Hershey chocolate on it, I'm instantly intrigued. Mm-hmm. If I see that a milkshake is made with Hershey chocolate, I get very excited. So, as difficult as this is for me to get rid of the Payday, iconically speaking, and just the versatility of the Hershey chocolate, and just the classic taste of the bar, that is chocolate. That is what chocolate bars are. I got to go with Hershey. And it pains me to say it because I love Payday.
You really like Payday. You were very adamant about them all the way through this bracket. So I'm a little surprised that you went with the Hershey bar.
I thought about it. It's been bothering me all week, but I thought about it.
I can tell. You're very distraught. Mm-hmm. Now, I think you hit on a very key element with the Hershey bar, which is the ability to put the Hershey bar onto a graham cracker with a toasted marshmallow with another graham cracker on top. I mean, is there a better dessert than a s'more?
No, that's the one. That's the one. When you ask your kids if you're around the campfire, what do they want to do? They want to make s'mores.
I mean, what else is there to do around a campfire? I don't even know what else you do with a fire other than roast marshmallows and make s'mores.
Do a dance and sing a jig. I don't know what you do around. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I agree.
So I think I'm going to have to go. No offense to Payday, but I've just never been a big Payday guy. And were it not for s'mores, I mean, I rarely just buy a Hershey bar just to, if I'm at a gas station, I'm probably not going to just pick a Hershey bar just to eat on its own.
No.
But I feel like the Hershey bar is always something that is always so much better when you eat it and you're like, oh yeah, you forget how good it is.
Because it's just straight up. They don't fill it with nougat, caramel, chocolate, salted nuts, almonds, coconut. It's just the straight. They're so gutsy, Tyler. They say, you know what? It's a slab of chocolate. Suck it up and eat it, or don't bother.
Yep.
That's a bold move.
It is. Yeah, when everybody else is seeing how much more stuff they can fit into their candy bar, Hershey's is keeping it simple. They stick with the classic formula that works. They're not trying to do something. They know their own abilities. They stay in their lane. They do what works for them. So I'm going Hershey bar as well. So Hershey's
going to the championship game,
in the finals.
Gosh, that's intense. Hershey's going to the title game. But that sets up. I mean, this is the matchup in the Final Four.
This is.
So the Hershey's and Payday is the early game, right? Your Reese's and Kit Kat are your prime time matchup. And I think we've seen this coming for a while now in the bracket. We knew these two teams would probably meet. And we're here now, Tyler. Kit Kat and Reese's, I know you have talked about so glowingly each one of these that I have no clue where you're going to go with it. But I'm ready to hear your side of the story, Tyler. Which one are you going with? Because I know you've put thought into this one.
Yeah. Now, these are my two favorites out of the whole bracket, Reese's and Kit Kats.
Oh, boy.
When I am going to the store at Halloween and I'm looking for, the big bag of candy that I'm going to pass out to the kids in the neighborhood and then that I'm also going to eat the rest of, I'm always looking for the bags that have the Reese's and the Kit Kats. That's what I'm always looking for. I'm looking for.
Oh, you're so conflicted here. This is serious.
I love them both. I really do. I will say this. I think Reese's actually does a very good version of the Kit Kat. Have you ever had a Reese's stick? The Reese's sticks?
No.
Which is very similar to the Kit Kat. It's the little stick. It's got the wafer of chocolate, but you get the Reese's peanut butter added in.
Sounds like a Butterfinger.
That is, I think, very underrated. So for me, the fact that Reese's can do what Kit Kat does at an almost equal level, to me, has to put Reese's above the Kit Kat because they can beat Kit Kat at their own game. Reese's is versatile. They can play their way, or if they want to play the run and gun that Kit Kat likes to play, they can play that too. They can slow it down. They can full court. Reese's does it all. They can play any style. They can put their chocolate in a stick. They can put it with nougat in the Reese's Fast Break. They can put it in the mini Reese cups. They can put them in an Easter egg, a Christmas tree, whatever you want to put a Reese cup in. It is versatile. I'm going Reese cup over Kit Kat.
Boy, oh boy, I didn't see the Reese stick coming out of the woodwork there, Tyler. That is interesting. Let me say this, Tyler. I think you're underestimating the ability of Kit Kat as well because there's some delicious Kit Kat chocolate ice cream bars. So again, when you're talking about the premier chocolates, these chocolates are everywhere. You can put them in a Blizzard from Dairy Queen. You can get them in milkshakes. They come in everything because they're both good. However, I'm not a big fan of peanut butter and chocolate.
It just blows me away. You're the only person I know who doesn't like chocolate and peanut butter.
The chocolate on the Reese cup melts too easily. When you get your bag of Reese's, after Halloween's over with, you open it up, half of them are melted. Hey, Daddy, can I still eat this one? It's smushed everywhere. No, son, that's disgusting. Please throw it away. So it melts just a tad too easy for my liking, and there's something about the satisfying click when you snap apart the Kit Kat bars that's just hard to match. And there is no way that Reese's can match Kit Kat in the snap and crunch department.
I think the Reese's sticks,
you can say
they're very good.
You could say whatever you want. I'm just telling you. Reality is, Kit Kat for me is the winner, hands down. And to me, this one's not close.
Hands down, not close.
No, this one's not close.
Goodness.
This one's not close at all. I'm not a fan of the Reese cup. In order for the Reese cup to be halfway decent, you have to put it in the refrigerator or in the freezer or whatever to make it taste a little different.
Not true. But
that is true. Plus, you get 4 pieces of the chocolate when you snap apart all the pieces. And they're beautifully bite-sized. If you have fights with, if your kids are fighting in the car, I want candy. Oh, good. Click. Now, you guys eat. And you're done. You can't do that with a Reese cup.
Well, you could actually, because there are 2 cups in each pack, so you could give each child a
But what about when they're done with that one? Then you have to... the Kit Kat has 4. The Kit Kat has 4. The Reese Cup has 2. There's a big difference.
I see.
So I'm going Kit Kat on this one. So that means this one's going to be a tie, Tyler. I've tried to take Reese's out at every step along the way, and I've failed to do so, but I think I have a good shot at this one. We're going to have to put this one up to a vote.
I want to get in a ring and fight you over this chocolate peanut butter thing. Like,
it's not good.
I just don't understand.
It's not
good. It
good.
is the best combination.
No.
The silky smoothness of the chocolate, the crunchy of the peanut butter, the sweet, the salty combining in one glorious combination in your mouth. It is just
You've been
phenomenal.
brainwashed by Reese Cups, Tyler.
Dude, I probably eat at least 15 Reese Cups a week.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
You do not eat 15 Reese Cups a week.
At least.
Tyler, this conversation's not even fair then because I'm talking to an addict. How can I have a rational conversation with somebody that's addicted to Reese Cups?
Like we go by the big jumbo bags of Reese Cups,
goodness,
Tyler,
I didn't know
like
you did
in
that.
individually wrapped wrappers. And I will always grab a couple after lunch for, because I'm working at home. So I just go to the pantry, grab a couple of Reese Cups. Then I'll usually have another one after dinner.
Tyler, you got to be kidding me. I'm having a conversation with a Reese addict. How am I gonna convince you? I can't convince you. This has got to go up to a vote. So now this has definitely got to go up to a vote because you're biased in your reporting here, Tyler.
I'm biased because it is the best, and it is clearly the best.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe you ate 15 a week, Tyler. Oh my God. Well, it's going up to a vote. Make sure you follow us at Twitter, Lakes Buds, on Facebook. Check us out, Lakes Buds and Pick and Roll, because you're going to have to vote for this because Tyler will apparently die on the hill for Reese Cups, and we'll see how it goes.
All right. Well,
but to end,
think you're going down on this one again.
To end the show on an even better note than the candy bar bracket, which is hard for me to believe could even happen anyway, we are going to talk about Speak Your Piece, Tyler. We are going to read some of our favorite commentary from the people that live in eastern Kentucky. So this is published in the Mountain Eagle newspaper. The name of the page is called Speak Your Piece, and essentially it is a place where people that read the paper or anybody that wants to call in and comment on anything on the planet, they call into this phone number, they leave their message on a voicemail machine, and it gets printed in the next issue of the Mountain Eagle. So you get to hear people's thoughts on everything. And it's our hometown newspaper, Tyler. We're going to pick 3 or 4 stories out of this, and it should be said you're going to read them because you had to pick them out.
Yes.
I will give my honest reaction because I have no clue what you've picked. I have not read this edition of the Mountain Eagle, so everything that I say will be completely authentic. I have not even opened that paper. So I think we should just get into it.
Should we get it started?
Yeah, let's get it
All
started.
right, let's,
I dropped my pen, too. Let me get
but before we get started, check out this deal, Brandon. 2 sausage biscuits for $3 at the Double Quick.
Oh, it's a full color on the back page, too.
That's a heck of a deal.
How much do you think that costs?
I don't know, a full-page ad?
In color, no less.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not cheap.
I think we could give Double Quick a great rate if they wanted to advertise on Lex Buds and Pick and Roll.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's get it on the double. And see what I did there? We'll get it on the double
at Double Quick.
All right. Let's see what we got, Ty. What we got for the first one?
All right.
And I'll give my honest reaction here.
Let me find the... Also, front page news, Kentucky Fried Chicken coming to Letcher County.
Oh, by the way. You know, it used to be in Letcher County.
It did.
I used to love that.
All right, Brandon, so as you said, I've gone through and picked the best of the best here. All these comments and Speak Your Piece are great, but we only have enough time to do a few. So I picked out 4. So why don't you just pick a number 1 through 4, and I will read that one. What are you feeling?
Let's go with number 1 first. I'm going to keep it simple first. Let's go with number 1.
All right, number 1, this one is only 2 sentences.
Okay.
So, 3 sentences.
Okay.
All right. Speak Your Piece, comment number 1. I'm going to kill your cat. This is the old cat killer. You have a nice day.
Oh, jeez. There's so much that, sometimes you get so much from the simplest
There's
post.
a lot in that 3 sentences there.
I'm going to kill your cat. So that makes me think that this person has a neighbor, perhaps, that has a cat that maybe comes over in their yard and uses it as a litter box. That's what I'm going to say. Or maybe it comes over and scratches up their screen door. Cats do that. I've grown up with cats. So that's a possibility. The fact that he calls himself the old cat killer makes me think that this is a serial cat killer.
Yeah, this isn't his first rodeo.
This is not his first rodeo. So he's killed many cats. And have a good day sounds a little mentally off.
Yes.
It's like I'm going to murder your whole family. By the way, have a nice day.
But have a nice day. After I kill your cat.
I feel like somebody has to know who this person is. Do you think if we put this out to our audience, do you know anyone that has killed multiple cats and talked to you about it? Do you know anybody that goes by Old Cat Killer Joe or anything like that? That's probably who this is.
That's a terrible nickname.
Cat Killer.
I can't imagine that this guy is very popular with anyone. If he's going by the Old Cat Killer, who wants to hang around with that person?
I don't know.
I mean,
somebody had to give him that nickname. A bunch of his buddies sitting around. Hey, Old Cat Killer, get us a beer. He's probably got a posse. Maybe he hangs out with Old Dog Killer, old Rabbit Killer, Old Hamster Killer. I mean, we don't know. There could be a cat killer mafia somewhere. There's a lot of things we don't know.
It is deeply, deeply disturbing.
I'm surprised they printed that.
Well, they print everything. I will give Speak Your Piece credit. They will pretty much print whatever you call in and say. I'm sure there are some limitations, but
this is a good indicator of where this segment's going.
This is. We're starting off with a cat killer.
Jeez Louise.
Maybe if you live in that neighborhood, maybe don't keep your cats outside.
Keep an extra close eye. That commercial, it's 2:30 a.m. Do you know where your kids are? Maybe where are your cats? Because Old Cat Killer may have already gotten a hold of them.
That Old Cat Killer.
Old Cat Killer. Let's go with number 4, Tyler.
All right, number 4. Here we go.
This is Old Cat Killer. I can't believe that happened. What a way to start. So, all right, so this is comment number 4.
All right. Yeah, comment number 4. I am looking to reunite with a girl I knew about 10 or 12 years ago. She was a beautiful girl and wonderful person whose first name starts with the letter C. If anybody knows her or knows where she may have moved to, I wish they would respond and speak your piece, but only if she is not married. I don't want to interrupt anything there. I would very much love to have dinner with her. She is a special person, and I think a lot of her.
Jeez Louise. Tyler, what do you think about that? I gotta know your thoughts.
All right, so honestly, I mean, there are a lot of names that start with the letter C. I feel like this guy needs to be a little bit more specific, because over the course of my last 12 years of life, I've probably met a lot of people whose names start with the letter C. So how would this person even know that they are the person? This guy, I assume it's a guy, yeah. This guy needs... We need some more details here.
You're already anonymous on Speak Your Piece. When you call in, they don't know that this is Ted from Camp Branch.
Exactly.
This isn't a totally anonymous call. When you call in, you could say, hey, I was trying to get in touch with Christy, and then give a last initial. If you're going to give a letter, give a last initial.
Yes.
Like Christy W. or whatever it is. But give something, man. This guy doesn't deserve this lady. If I was the girl that knew who it was, I'd say, you know what? Grow a pair. Tell me who you're looking for, because you're weak, man. That's weak sauce. Get out of here. I have moved on because you were weak to begin with, and that's why I never called you back on a second date to begin with. Is that too harsh?
No, I think, this guy, maybe he'll call back next week with some more details.
He's probably too afraid.
Yeah.
How weak.
I mean, it took him 10 to 12 years to work up the courage to do this. So maybe in another 10 to 12 years, he'll actually put her whole first name.
Yeah. Do you think that he would actually, don't mention this if she's married? I don't think so. This guy seems like he's been waiting 10 or 12 years. I think he would try to move in on it.
Oh.
I think he wants to play homewrecker. He's trying to be like, no, I don't want to do that. That'd be terrible. But in the back of his mind, he's like, I'm up for it if you are. You know what I mean? That's what this sounds like to me.
Well, I can tell you, I don't think this guy's going to have much success until he gives some more details.
Well, he hasn't had success the last 10 to 12 years,
yeah.
Apparently. And I can see why, because that's weak.
Clearly, yeah.
All right, Ty, let's move to...
Okay. You want number 2 or number 3?
Why don't you pick this one?
Okay. Let me see here. Which one do we want to do? Okay. All right. I'm going to go number 3.
Okay.
To 2 certain young ladies who walk at the walking track.
Ooh.
Kind of sounds like love might be in the air again.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
The next time you have to use the bathroom, please go into the bathroom. Quit going behind the building and pulling your clothes down. People do fish for a living, and we don't want to see something like that.
Okay.
That really took a turn, didn't it?
Well, Tyler, I didn't see that coming at all. I thought we were going to have like some kind of romantic thing there when you first started. To the two young ladies, hey, which one of you is available? Or
right?
both?
Yeah, he was going after two there.
So you took that turn, and apparently we have two young women that are going behind the bathroom instead of going in to use the bathroom. And that could be fair because I'm sure the walking track restroom may not be as clean as the outdoors. I mean, so that's my first thing. My other thing is, how does this person know that they're going behind the bathroom and pulling their clothes off? This person is a voyeur. They're a peeping Tom. They're going back and watching because they know what's going on. Otherwise, how would you know?
Well, it's I don't know, because the last sentence says people do fish for a living, and we don't want to see. Like, is there a river near that they're fishing, and they can see this person from their fishing boat?
I don't know. So this guy is fishing, and two naked women come out from behind the building, and he's complaining. Sometimes it's best to leave well enough alone. If you're a single guy and you're out there fishing and you got two women running, naked behind the building, are you going to report it to the police?
That's a good point.
No, you'd show up every time at the same day to that same fishing
hole.
And
I bet he does, clearly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but it is kind of, some of these public restrooms are not clean. I don't care. If it wasn't clean, I would go out back too. I don't have a problem with that. I don't know. Do you have a problem with that?
Well, I'm just wondering, how disgusting do the bathrooms have to be for? I mean, I feel like it's a lot easier for guys to go use the bathroom outside as opposed to women.
You want to go into the logistics of that, Tyler?
No, I don't think it's. I think that is self-explanatory.
Self-explanatory.
Enough.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Would you say anything if you were this guy? Do you think it's the guy that sees them when he says there's people fishing? Do you think that he is the guy fishing, or do you think he has a buddy that is at the track that fishes, and he's like, "Hey, man, I saw these two chicks behind the thing, and they were pulling their clothes off." I'm just, because there's so many unanswered questions here. I don't know what perspective this is coming from.
For any female listeners we gained fighting for the NCAA weight room, we have just lost in this commentary.
We have, and that's okay. But I mean, I'm just keeping it real. Now, would I personally, stand there and watch? No, I wouldn't. I'm a married guy. But I'm just saying, if you're a dude just at the walking track fishing and you're, just there, would you say anything? Or would you stay at that same fishing spot all the time?
Well, clearly this guy has seen him multiple times, so I think he's... I don't know.
It's interesting and a very uncomfortable topic, I'll be honest with you. But, I think this guy's actually keeping an eye out for these women.
Well, he's
watching them.
He has continued to see it time and time again.
The other thing he could do is just turn the other way.
Or those women could use the bathroom.
Maybe it's disgusting.
Side.
Maybe it's disgusting. I side with these women on having the freedom to go outside and use the bathroom. Because we don't know the condition of that bathroom.
When you got to go, you got to go.
I'm for women's rights here. Their right to not use a dirty bathroom.
Okay. Fair enough. All right.
Is it? I don't know. What's next, Tyler?
All right. Last one. Here, we will finish this up.
Okay.
To a certain person. You live up on the river, and you stole my chainsaw several years ago. You stole my weed eater and a few more things, too. You don't think I know who you are, but you live on the right-hand side of Payne Gap. Your day is coming, young man. Later.
Oh, I always wonder when these call-ins come in about, your time's coming, buddy. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. Why don't you just go talk to him? Say, hey, buddy, you stole my chainsaw. You're out here trimming your trees and pruning your trees with my chainsaw. I've got the receipt for it.
And weed eater.
Why don't you just go talk to him? Why you got to put an empty threat to a certain person? Why don't you say to Teddy that lives in Payne Gap in the red house, again, the ambiguity of, just making veiled threat. I don't know. I'm not a fan of this.
And again, he said this chainsaw was stolen several years ago. So just like our guy who's looking for somebody with the letter C that he met 10 or 12 years ago.
It's probably the same guy. Probably the same guy that's looking for the woman that he met 10 or 12 years ago. He finally got up the courage to do it. He just got up the courage to try to get back his chainsaw and weed eater. It's the same guy.
This poor guy. He can't find his woman with the letter C, and he doesn't have his chainsaw or his weed eater.
Maybe when he says the letter C, maybe he's talking about his chainsaw. I'm trying to reunite with my letter C.
Think he named his chainsaw?
Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know. But again, why would you make the veiled threat on Speak Your Piece? I'm glad he did because it's very entertaining for me and you.
Yes.
But does that really help? Why don't you just go say, hey, man, I know you got my chainsaw. Why'd you do that? Can you give it back? Okay, I'll call the police, I guess. Problem solved.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like so many of these issues could be solved just by simply talking to the person. But instead we have to make vague references about, I know you live on the right-hand side of Payne Gap.
Oh, God. Do you think this person knows who they are? I mean, obviously, if they actually stole the chainsaw and the weed eater, they know who they are.
I would imagine there can't be too many people on the right-hand side of Payne Gap who have stolen a chainsaw, weed eater, and other things.
Well, you haven't been to Payne Gap recently.
That's true. There may be a lot.
You better be careful before you make a statement.
Don't be leaving your chainsaws out on Payne Gap because somebody's coming for them.
Yeah, you better be careful when you say stuff like that. I don't know. Go talk to the person. A lot of times at the end of the day on these, we just say, why don't you just go talk to them? Just go. It's fine. Not a big deal. Now, you got to worry that the guy's going to pull the chainsaw out on you in this case.
That's true. He does have a chainsaw.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, what do you got to lose?
Yeah.
You know where his house is at, apparently. Mm-hmm. You know who he is. Might be a relative, for Pete's sake.
Maybe he should just go steal it back. I mean, if he knows where the house is.
That's true. I mean, let me ask you this. If you steal your stuff back, is that considered like breaking and entering and theft? Because you're stealing your stuff back.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
If you're stealing your own stuff
because they broke and entered on you to get your stuff, are you allowed to go do that? That's a good legal question.
That's a great question.
Probably never a good idea to break the law.
Probably not. I don't think it would be completely legal to break into
If I was on that
house.
jury, though, I would have sympathy.
Yeah, that's why you would be immediately eliminated from the jury.
Yeah. Do you think the guy had it coming? Hell yeah!
He was just trying to get his chainsaw back.
Oh, jeez.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. I tell you what, Speak Your Piece never disappoints.
It is always great.
It is always great. I absolutely love Speak Your Piece, and this won't be the last time we do this. I mean, it's going to happen again. We're going to be talking some more Speak Your Piece.
This is one of our favorite things to do, as you can see why.
Yeah, absolutely. And we love hearing what people have to say from our hometown area. I mean, it's fun. You get a real pulse for the people and what's really important there. And that's chainsaws, lost loves, and naked women behind the bathroom. Correct? That's what we've learned today.
Yeah, and 2 sausage biscuits for $3 at Double Quick.
God, what a deal. Put that picture out again. That looked delicious.
No, let me see if I can find it.
So I guess if you stop by Double Quick, you may want to check on that.
Yeah, look. Those are some flaky, big biscuits and some juicy sausage patties on there.
We should wait till they become a sponsor before we start advertising too much, though, right? Because then they're going to be like, why would we do that? But to be fair, these are delicious.
Yeah.
They look amazing. You're right. And I'm sure they're that big, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's definitely
that's life size.
Yeah.
Ty, this was a fun show. We covered a candy bar bracket, Speak Your Piece. We covered the news. We covered sports. And we fit our Mitch McConnell segment in again.
We did, our weekly segment.
And, I had a good time. If you are interested in seeing the full video of the show, as always, you can go on our website, lexbuds.com. That's where we get most of our views from. You can also find it on YouTube if you want to watch that as well. Just type in LexBuds on YouTube, Facebook, LexBuds and Pick and Roll, on Twitter, at LexBuds, and anywhere on your internet machine, just type the word LexBuds. We will show up. We will show up. Just search for us.
Yes, and I will be keeping you updated on the NCAA tournament while Brandon keeps you updated on whatever else you're watching instead of the tournament.
That's correct.
What are you going to go watch tonight instead of the tournament, Brandon?
I don't know. Not the tournament. That's it. That's all I got. But, I'll try to pick it up for next week, and Tyler, since we are a sports show.
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
But this was a fun one, Tyler. Let's do it again next week.
Let's do it. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll see you right here next week.
Absolutely. Stay classy, Kentucky.